Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason.
Hey, Dave, this is Bob from Chillicothe. Love the show. Helps me get through all this sometimes. But hey, blow it up. I'm tired of it. We're Cleveland Browns fans. We always root for the underdog. That's why we stay with this team. Get a new bunch of coaches, a new bunch of players in there. I would rather root for a bunch of guys trying to figure it out than root for a bunch of guys who should have had it figured out and playing like this. Blow it up. Woof, woof.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Casey, I agree things have to change. As I listen to this, I think and I told you this earlier, I think that the mistake that the Browns made is Kevin Stefanski and the front office went out and tried to tailor an offense around Deshaun Watson. You can't do that. You got to go find an offense a quarterback that can run the offense Kevin Stefanski knows. Kevin Stefanski knows how to fix the offense the Browns were running when it ran into trouble before this year. He doesn't have any answers for this. And clearly, Ken Dorsey doesn't have the right answers either.
Well, I want to say shout out to Chillicothe. That's my hometown as well there, Bob. It was a last-ditch effort. You know, like you invested what you invested, so you wanted to see it come to fruition, and you'd rather see it work than not work, but you tried everything you could to get it to work, and it didn't. So cut your losses. I want to go back to the wheelhouse. Now you can expand upon that, but like it'd be much easier. We've seen this offense work with Jacoby Brissett. We've seen this offense work with guys that you would consider mid-level, maybe top-tier backup quarterbacks, but like it's because you can execute. You can do things on timing. But for me, it all comes down to the running game. It comes down to that line of scrimmage. And defensively, you still have it. On the offensive side of the ball, man, that line has regressed so dramatically. You got to get back to 4 yards of carry and just moving the chains and making everything look the same until it's not, and being explosive in your passing game based off that. And without that, it feels like they're just spinning their wheels. They still don't. We're in week 16 and they don't have an identity. Like that, for me, that tells me everything I need to know about the offensive directions you have in 2024. So when I don't look at it as a complete rebuild, because especially defensively, you still have a ton of roster cornerstones. So you're not tearing it down to the studs. But on the offensive side of the ball, it's definitely you need to retool. You need to re-examine everything you do, pillar to post. And for me, that starts up front. Obviously, you need the quarterback. But if you figure out up front, that gives you more time to figure out the quarterback because you can execute with the guy who's not exactly top tier, which is more than likely what you're going to end up with in 2025. Even if you draft a guy, he's not, the likelihood that he comes in and he's immediately a top tier NFL quarterback is pretty low. So start up front. Let's get back to running the football, controlling the line of scrimmage and the clock, and then you can build out from there. But until you do that, it's hard for me to get behind any offensive direction they're making right now.